2.57 seconds. We were drawing up and placing 5 shots within that rectangle as accurately and fast as we could. And my emphasis was more on accuracy. I wanted accuracy more than speed. We average about 2.6 seconds, maybe 2.55 seconds is what we averaged on the drills today. Morning everybody, today we're going to be doing a cold body drill. Usually when we come out and shoot, we usually start out slow and are typically doing some type of warm-up drills, whether we're doing accuracy drills or focusing on one fundamental or the other. But the body tends to be cold when we first start, meaning that we're not quite moving as fluidly and moving as well. So just like hunting or in long-range shooting, your rifle shoots different cold bore typically than what it does on a warm bore, as well as it typically shoots different from a foul bore to a clean bore. The body performs different cold than it does when it's warmed up. Now here back in July of 2019, I got injured in the back and was unable to be doing any shooting and whatnot, and I hadn't done any competitions or any handgun shooting since then. And when I started feeling better, the only activity I really did was I was preparing for some elk hunts and deer hunts that I had coming up this last fall. And so I did get some rifle shooting in, but I haven't shot my handgun for, 6 months now. So what I want to do is, I've still been carrying my gun with me every day when I go out and about, but without shooting for 6 months. And when you're in a self-defense situation, you're typically shooting cold. Your body's going to be cold. So today, the drill that I want to do, I'm wanting to see where am I at, not shooting for 6 months, and also where am I at cold body. So when we came out today, we haven't shot anything today. Everything's going to be done cold. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to be at 20 feet here, and I'm going to draw up and I'm going to shoot 5 shots. And the reason why I'm doing 5 shots instead of 1 or 2 is because I want to see how my grip holds up with repeated shots. I want to see how my accuracy holds up. Am I tracking my sights in those 5 shots? And how's my draw stroke from concealment? Now this is pretty much how I dress every day, and this is how I carry every day. So that's when you come out to do these drills, I suggest that you do them how you carry with the gun you carry. And so if you're walking around in 5'11" pants and with a chest harness on, then by all means do your drills that way. But for the most of us, we typically wear plain clothes and we conceal inside the pants, and that's how we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to go ahead and move on over. We're at 20 feet. I'm going to draw up and see how fast I can get those shots off accurately with that presentation. Now what we're shooting at there's 3 ovals on the target, and we'll get a close-up of that here in a minute. But they're 2.5 inch by, I think, 3 inch ovals. They're basically the exact same size as a business card, but I made them an oval. So now you're missing the corners of that business card, which is going to make the drill even harder because now you have a smaller target to shoot. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. All right. So I'm at 20 feet. I'm going to double check, get everything loaded. Okay. Now we're going to be doing this from the inside the waistband. My daughter Danielle is going to be running the timer for us. So she'll call out the time after I have holstered my gun. When I come back and I holster my gun, you can turn around and tell us what the time is on that, okay? All right. I'll let you know when I'm ready. Now you're going to have to hold the clock up so I can hear it. Okay. So that was 3.70. That was 3.7. Don't push the button yet. So that's not very good. Typically I can do this drill in right about 2.5 seconds. So for 6 months not shooting and shooting cold, I'm almost twice my speed of what I am when I'm shooting consistently and doing drills. So let's go ahead and run this again. Hang on. Stand back. Okay. 182, and I only got one shot in on that oval, guys. One shot. I missed my target on 4 of them. Not good shooting. And the reason being, I didn't close one eye. I was shooting with both eyes open. And so what happens with that is the gun drifted over between my nose and my eye. My sights were not underneath my dominant eye because I didn't close my left eye. That's what typically tends to happen. Okay guys, so let's take a close look at the first 3 drills that we ran today after shooting cold and not shooting for 6 months. So on this first drill that I ran was actually my best drill so far. I got all 5 shots inside, or at least cutting the line of my oval, and I did that in 3.7 seconds. But from there on, if you look at these other ones, you can tell I kind of fell apart. I felt my grip kind of falling apart, and I could also tell that I wasn't focusing as much on the front sight as I should, and I was actually trying to shoot faster than what I should have. On this second target, I had one that went in, one that cut the line, one out here, and then the other 2 were way over here. At 20 feet, that probably would have done a pretty good job with the bad guy, but again, my shots fell apart, my grip fell apart. We move over here to the third one. I only got 2 inside, 1 close to it, which those 3 weren't terrible shots, but again, they weren't where I wanted them. And then I got 2 of them that are way down here. Okay guys, so we're gonna do our second string. We've got 3 more targets up there. We're just gonna kind of see how we progress now. I kind of fell apart after my first set, but let's see if I can bring that back down. I'm gonna slow my speed down just a little bit and really try to focus on my front sight and a good accurate, good slow compress on the trigger. Okay, eyes and ears. Okay. All right, Danielle, what's our time?
4.65.
It's 4.65, so that's pretty slow. I got 4 out of 5 inside the target, so I need to clean that up. Now, like I said, you guys can go back and watch some videos that I've done where I do the same drill and I'm coming in at about 2.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds from concealment. But again, I haven't shot for 6 months, so what we got to do is just see if we can't clean that up. My main goal is to get accurate before I get fast, okay? All right. Okay, Danielle? All right, time?
4.56.
So 4.56, it looks like I doubled one of my holes in the target. And so we got all 5 inside there and roughly 4.5 seconds from concealment. All right, let's try one more round. Okay, Danielle. Okay, team. I tried to speed that one up a little bit and it cost me 2 rounds. I have 2 out. And what was the time?
3.74.
I went a little faster, 3/4 of a second faster on that one, but I dropped 2 rounds out of there. And what happened was, I could see it, my finger on my trigger was pressing hard enough towards pushing my sight to the left. So again, that was trigger manipulation on there. So remember guys, you got to have a good trigger press when you're doing these drills. Okay team, let's take a look at our target. As you can see on this first one, I got 4 out of the 5 in there. And then on the second one, we actually doubled this hole here, so we got all 5 inside there. On this one, I started shooting a little faster, kind of got cocky, started shooting a little faster, and I dropped 2 and only got 3 in. So this drill is gonna kind of speaks volumes to me. It's telling me that, for one, I can't go 6 months without shooting, because obviously I have diminished my skill sets. My skill sets have diminished from what they were 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I could have came out here cold and probably got all 5 shots inside these bullseyes and been right around the 2.5 to 3 second cold. Where here, I'm running about 4.5 seconds before I can get them all in there. So I've almost doubled my time on drawing from concealment and being able to put 5 accurate shots on there. So it just tells us you guys got to be out there, you got to be training and shooting often, because if you don't, shooting is a perishable, well, a diminishing skill, I would say, because you can get back into the rhythm again. But shooting cold, you got to come out and know where you're going to be at when you're shooting cold, because if somebody comes into your church or comes into your place of business or your home, you're not going to be able to have time to run through a warm-up drill. You're going to be shooting and fighting cold. Same thing with a lot of competitions. Many competitions that I've been in, you don't have time to do any warm-ups beforehand, so you're going into competition cold as well. Run your drills cold. Being able to go out and do warm-ups beforehand are a great tool for sure, so I'm not saying don't do that. But also test yourself. How can you perform cold without shooting for a day or for the week? Do some warm-up drills on certain training days, and on other training days come out and test yourself cold. Everybody, we want to thank you for watching these videos. We want to thank you for all the support, and remember, take your kids out shooting.